This is an easy beach scene painting. All you will require is one straight pencil line for the horizon. I start the painting using a large round mop type brush, say a number 20, 22. And then I will go into a flat brush, a half size. The paints used for the sky are Windsor Yellow, Alizarin Crimson and Windsor Blue. I'd just like to quickly mention my site billholcomb.com. You can find a variety of my paintings for sale there as prints. You can find a link to this. Thank you. We'll continue. Now I'm just come down to the horizon with that flat brush, with the mop brush, and then gone into the flat brush, laying in the darker cloud colours. All of these colours will dry lighter than you're seeing them on the screen at the moment as when they're first laid down. And as we come down to the horizon, always remember that the clouds get thinner and strung out. So just continue with that, using that half-size flat brush all the way down. Now laying in the slightly darker mixture, which is the Windsor Blue and the Alizarin Crimson, and shaping the clouds as you go along. Whichever you wish. I mean, it's your painting, so you decide if you want to do the clouds slightly differently or a lot differently from what I'm doing. Just following this type of technique will make it easy for you. Materials that I've used are Arch 300-pound rough watercolor paper, the various brushes that I mentioned, the Winsor & Newton quality paints. For the beach area, I'm using the mop type brush again at first for the underpainting. A washed out yellow mixture, and then for the foreground going into the darker blue colour just at the bottom, working your way up a little, not too far, because we still want a lot of light where the beach meets the water. Now I'm using the lifting technique for the sun. Basically, you want a small round brush, say a number 4 on this occasion, and to wet it, and with that water, put that on the paper and dab with a very soft tissue. And then you lift the pigment off and come right down to the paper. Then for the ocean, the flat brush again. So as you can see, the flat brush is used a great deal in this painting. Coming all the way across the horizon to start with. And then we lay in the rest of the ocean, leaving white here and there for waves and foam, etc. on the surface of the ocean. This is the English style of transparent watercolor painting, because the English style leaves the white of the paper for your whites. The English style does not use opaque body color for the whites or any other white color such as acrylic or whatever. So as you go along, just think of the shapes of the waves as they get close to the shoreline. So I'm just coming over a little bit with them, and I will darken those some more later and shape them even more. Then we're onto the beach area, and we're just laying in some little dark areas where the water has come up onto the beach and then receded, and just left little patches here and there. As you see, still using a flat brush, so makes things easy with this painting. Then we're laying in a little bit of sun reflection on some of the areas in the ocean. And then where the sun is reflecting on the water, we're doing that lifting technique again, using a very small flat brush this time. It's important that you have a very nice soft tissue when doing this, and one that doesn't break up easily. So laying in the grass areas with the small flat brush, where the dunes are, and we'll be leaving a little area where people walk through the dunes to get access to the beach. This colour will be a combination of the Windsor yellow and the Windsor blue. You can add a touch of the alizarin crimson as well. So you mix those as you wish. At that first stage, they were not intense because they're an underpainting. So now I'm shaping the ocean much more with the flat brush, laying in dark areas, and then shaping the waves as they get near to the shoreline. And then also using a even smaller flat brush to shape those waves. Now we're doing the stems of the grasses on the dunes, using upward strokes because it's much more accurate for these, and you get a correct shape as well because you're starting at the bottom, working your way up. So they'd be very slightly thicker at the bottom, thinner as they go up. If you came down the other way from top to bottom, it would be the reverse. When laying these in, remember what you want to avoid in the structure of the painting. You don't want a conflict of the positioning of certain items. And on this occasion, I do want some of the stems going right over the horizon area. That's done on purpose. So laying in a few more stems, and then we'll eventually be putting in the tops of the grasses. And on this occasion, it'll reflect the fact that there's a slight breeze from right to left, so the stems of the grasses mirror that. You can use a number 4 brush or even smaller to put in the stems of the grasses. Do remember to like and subscribe, because if you do so, you will be notified of future tutorials, and it's all free. Now just add in more shape, etc. to the grasses on the dunes. Once again, a flat brush. So as you can see, flat brushes of various sizes are used throughout this painting. And it is a quick and easy beach scene painting, but with, I think, a good overall final effect. Now I'm laying in shadow areas and areas where people have walked to get access to the beach. It's a very small flat brush. I think if you're going to learn to do transparent watercolor, this example is a very good one to start to learn with. You can do it a variety of times, repeat it over and over using different colors and moods, etc. And there's a final painting. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial.